Alright, so this is Zelda Secrets of the Past and Link to the Past ROM hack by Super Scudge. Super Scudge, name that many of you may be familiar with. Pretty well known ROM hacker, speedrunner, tasser in our community. Has contributed to early renditions of the randomizer a little bit as well. But yeah, some very creative ideas from like a speedrunner perspective put into this hack. The puzzles are pretty neat, make use of game mechanics that aren't used too much in vanilla, like bonking, hookshotting through spikes, just a lot of hookshot puzzles in general. So I'll get going here in a second. And we're off. The hack itself, like, it doesn't have too much custom stuff in it. It's fairly simple. It's relatively short. But like, it's really quality for what it is. It's not as long as like has as many in-depth changes as something like Parallel Worlds or Conquerors, but it's still really neat. So, pretty standard beginning. Get your lamp, get your sword, kill your guard. Get your key. Try not to get shoved down the pit by this guard. That red guard does a whole heart of damage. The pit also does a heart. Yep. I need this pot, don't I? Yeah, alright, I'm already forgetting things. Off to a great start. Alright, so I need those arrows, because I'm gonna get the bow right about here. And... oh, I might be late on this cycle now. Should be okay, actually. Yeah, gonna get the bow here. I need arrows here so that I can shoot this switch before I go through the door. And I don't have the bow equipped. That would help. So I need the blocks to be down for here. This is like not too difficult, really, but definitely harder than vanilla. The speedrun route for it is for any percent NMG is actually quite difficult because mostly because of a sequence break that's done. It does a couple of the dungeons out of order. So this is basically Hyrule Castle / Escape. It's gonna be quite a bit longer. But it's a similar premise. The story of this hack is kind of weird. I don't know if that's too well thought out, but the hack wasn't really made for the story. Big Key text box has an extra text box because it's in English, so I can't scroll through it right away. And the first item I get is the hookshot, and hookshot is used pretty ridiculous amount, honestly. It's put to very good use. One of the littler known things about vanilla is did I do this correctly? Hold on. I don't think I did this right. I definitely did not. Okay. We're gonna go back and do this right. Okay. That's better. Okay, yeah, so one of the littler known things about vanilla is that you can hookshot straight through spikes. And you need to push that block so that when I get over here, I can hookshot through it. So there's a bunch of stuff like that. A lot of the dungeons actually have kind of one key that ends up leading to an area that's fairly useless. And so you can kind of, when you're routing, pick out the slowest key and just skip that, and don't waste it on the door that you don't need to open. And that skips this bit of this puzzle. So, I need to not get shanked here, because that would be bad. So this is Consuela, who apparently her wearing a dress is weird for some reason. I don't know. It doesn't seem out of place at all to me. And I just walked straight to the left, and this portal is annoyingly placed directly to the left, so I frequently walk into it by accident. That bomb jump I did isn't required, by the way. It's just a much faster way of doing that room. It actually skips a hookshot puzzle there. Pushing that block opens the door, and then we're back in the front. Vito Christos. Okay, so we're trying to get to Christos. Probably because we need him to update the Z-scores for the next randomizer tournament, and he hasn't done it yet, so waiting on him to do that, so gotta go rescue Consuela. Push the statue out of the way, and then hit the switch again so I can push it even more out of the way. So yeah, the kind of what the rest of this hack is going to be once I get out of this this lengthened escape is getting 3 pendants, getting the Master Sword from that, and then beating the game. So it's not going to be too long, but oh, also, rupees? Rupees are completely useless in this run. There is nothing that you need them for. Walk diagonally to get past that first anti-fairy, and then walk cardinally to dodge the rest of them. need to push that block out of the way and pull this statue. I need to pull this completely out of the way so that I can still hookshot this block through the spike again. And we're almost out of here. This room usually kills me if I only have one heart. Okay, we're almost done here. There is a snake that is mutated to a ridiculous size. Okay, that is not fair. Alright, got him. That could have, that was pretty decent actually. Could have gone a lot worse. Alright, so now that I'm done with the escape, I'm going to be heading to the first dungeon here, which is, Pendant of Courage is hidden in a basement, type dungeon, and, the first door in the dungeon is locked with the key nowhere to be found in it, so blah blah blah, story, blah blah blah. This story actually doesn't make any sense, but whatever. So I'm gonna walk up north a little bit to a cave that has the key to said basement dungeon, and technically the way this works from a technical standpoint is that this cave here is technically part of the dungeon, loads the same dungeon ID, so when I get the key from here, it attributes it to the basement dungeon I'm about to go in. Basement dungeon, I feel like the theme of it, just in general, I feel it just feels similar to Palace of Darkness. Not really an aesthetic, but just, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of the first dungeon in a new setting. But yeah, so gonna get this key. And what I like to do here if I have a low amount of hearts is I actually like to save and quit, and then walk over to the dungeon from the sanctuary type hideout thing. But my health is decent enough, so I will just go right to it. And shotting just left of that tree. Okay, so this is actually a dungeon in this old woman's basement, and if you talk to her, she tells you she had the key in a cave up north, blah blah blah, and you have to go find it, blah blah blah. But now, so I'm going to do a route that's slightly unintended, that is going to save a bit of time. So you come down to this kind of crossroads, and you're supposed to go left first, and then go through a whole series of rooms to get a key, and then go to the right. Or, no, then you're supposed to go back to the main area, use the key on a door to the north, and go get the boots from a chest. And then you come here, now that you have the boots, you can bonk across these gaps, but instead I'm going to route this differently, so that I can skip that key on the left side, because it takes a long time to go and get. So instead, I'm just going to bomb jump across here, and go get to this room without having the boots and without having used that key. And I'm also going to throw pots at Lamolus because they do the same damage as Tempered Sword. I thought he was gonna die. I actually thought he was gonna go up. I don't know why I thought that. Alright, so... I killed a boss. It's not the end boss of the dungeon, but because it is a boss, it drops a heart container. Ganon's Tower in the vanilla game is actually hard-coded for bosses to not drop light heart containers. But because this is not Ganon's Tower, that Lamolus just dropped a heart container, and that is kind of how you get a proper health progression through the hack, with there only being 3 dungeons. So, now that I have that key, and I have the hammer, now that I have that key instead of the much slower one, had I gone the other way, I can just come here and now do this area. I need to push that block off so I can get over here with the blue pegs up, so the red pegs are down so I can go hookshot this chest. And now I have the boots, which I was supposed to get before the hammer. But now that I have the hammer, also, I go back to the kind of crossroads here, where I was supposed to go left initially. You're supposed to come here a third time. Once you have the hammer, kill this dude, and you get the big key. And the big key is supposed to be used on that big door that was near where the hammer is, that has a portal that's right next to, that takes you to the entrance of the dungeon. That's a two-way series of portals. So I'm gonna kill myself, got my health down just for that, so I could come back here quickly and enter the portal here. And now we can go onwards, and I failed that key dash somehow. Really not sure how. Alright, so this puzzle, I need to figure my way out across here, pull this statue so that this statue is exposed, and then do some bonks, move this statue, bonk across here, use the hammer here so I can bonk across here, and all this to the switch to reveal this chest. All that for 20 rupees. And that was, why did I go all the way out of my way for 20 rupees? Didn't I say earlier that rupees were completely useless in this run? I did, so, the whole thing behind this is, now I flip the switch so I can go through the other door, and now that I've done that, now that I open that chest that has the 20 rupees in it, it is still there so I can hookshot through the spikes and get through here. So you can actually clip through spikes, sort of, that have a half-tile gap from the wall, but you can't do it if said gap is on the left side. And Scooge knew this, so he designed that room completely with that in mind. Alright. So this room's dumb, and I just hookshotted myself right into the fireball. The puzzle or trick or whatever behind this room is this is a crumbling floor, and you're supposed to wait until the crumbles actually like overwrite the rail there with a pit. Oh, I need to be careful. Alright, all good now. I think if I just dash up this anti-fairy... that was close. I'm really surprised that bomb didn't kill me, honestly. Okay, need to be careful, alright. So I want to go down that hole, but I've just pushed the block in my way, so I'm gonna have to find another route! And that was entirely too close for comfort. Alright, so... was I supposed to hit that? I don't think I was. Actually, hold on. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to hit that. What I was supposed to do... no, hitting that would have worked fine. Okay, whatever. Two ways to do this. I accidentally did both of them, whatever. The point is, you want to push that block in front so that when the pegs are blue, you can hookshot the block. And alright, we're good now. So I mentioned skipping a key in this dungeon. Had I saved that key, there would be a locked door I could open here that would get me the big chest, which has the bug net in it, and I'm not getting that because well, I don't need it. It takes the extra key, and I do want those arrows though. Those arrows are nice to have. Now this switch, the pegs are raised there. I need to hookshot through the spikes to get the switch to be the other way so that the pegs be the other way so I can go through there. Now I'm finally through this hole, and this is going to lead to the end boss. Not too concerned with my health because there is a fairy right here, which is waiting to be used with your bug net. but I don't have bug net. Alright, so now first boss, let's go. Helmosaur with an extra conveyor in the room. Okay, I got hit, so I'm gonna play it safe now. Oh. Okay. Okay, this is fine. This is completely fine. Alright. See? Okay, so this dungeon, pretty good loadout. We got the boots, we got the hammer, and those are two really good items to have in Link to the Past in general. If you watch Randomizer, you definitely know that. But yeah, so I'm going to take these items and try and do some things with them. Okay, so one interesting thing about this hack that I'm completely going to spoil for you, if you haven't played it, is there are 3 medallions in it that are completely optional. And they're hidden in really, really, there's a word for this. I can't think of the word at the moment. Just ridiculous, let's say, areas. So that's one of them. That's Bombos, and I'm going to be using that in place of the Fire Rod for a little thing here. Actually, it should pop in here and grab this Fire Shield. This is like really not far out of the way at all, and this Fire Shield helps a lot. But the real reason I'm coming here is literally just to be next to this pit and then dash down out of the cave. Doing that arms a glitch called Water Walk, and that plus the Bombos medallion I have that is going to act as a melting source. Both those two things combined are going to let me sequence break this next dungeon I'm going to go to, which is a lot like Ice Palace, and it's actually not a dungeon with a pendant. The whole reason for me going here is actually to procure Titan's Mitt early. Just normally what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go to the desert dungeon in the north and get the Power Glove from it. But since we can just go get Titan's Mitt from here early, using Water Walk, we can just completely skip that. There was a cave that I passed here that was blocked by rocks and has supposed to require the Power Glove. That has flippers in it. You're supposed to use that to get here. But yeah, alright. Just gonna go get Titan's Mitt. So because I'm doing this dungeon decently far out of sequence, and, you know, it's Ice Palace, it's gonna be quite a ramp up in difficulty. I'm not supposed to be here yet. I'm supposed to have probably 4 more hearts or so. And I'm supposed to have Fire Rod. So, my health is still pretty good. So, my health is not good here. I'll usually Death Warp out of here, but since it's at 5.5 hearts, not really have had anything bad happen to me, I'm just gonna walk out. So the dungeon design here is really nice because it doesn't punish deaths super heavily. So the design is like you fall down a hole, get a key for the next door, and then you oh, I did not want to get hit by that. I need to get these magic pots here. I really didn't want to take as much damage here. I should have just hookshotted the Magnator's. This anti-fairy is just a nuisance. But yeah, so basically each floor here you get a key. And then you use the key on the next door here, drop down another hole. And then go get the key on that floor to unlock that door. So what happens is if you die, you just have to fall down a bunch of holes again, and it's not like super punishing. So this room, I've had pretty bad luck with, let's say. So I will try and be careful. I need to open that door. I need to light all 4 torches at once. And after I've lit them all, there's really no time pressure beyond that, so That's fine, but just gotta get them lit. Once they're lit, spawns a chest that has an XP. And gotta be careful here. These eye lasers do 4 parts of damage. Okay, floor 3. This anti-fairy at the start here annoys me, but the rest of it actually is pretty simple to deal with. I meant to dash to the right. Would have been fine if I had just done that. Alright, let's use the hook shot to get me to that pot. Alright, this is actually going okay so far. I've taken more damage than I would have liked, but we've got all of the keys so far. So now is the final stretch. This is the part that you have to redo over and over if you die. So let's see. Skits. Okay. Alright, cool. I really should not be getting hit by this thing. That's okay. The 1 heart didn't make a difference in the end, really, because it didn't change the amount of hits I'm gonna die to. Anyways. Alright, so, Cold Stare. Hello. This boss is a thing. Now what's nice about this hack is it's retooled the damage classes very slightly, and so you can die more easily. No, it's retooled the damage classes a bit, and so a fighter sword actually will damage a lot of the boss enemies. With the base swing, so that helps a little bit. You can poke Cold Stare and not be completely defenseless, but fight's still obviously hard. Oof. That was not a hit I wanted to take, but I'm gonna play this room a bit more safe. I had a good strat for this room and it just stopped working. So, I don't know what the deal is. Okay. Let's try this again. And again, if need be. So ideally what I'd like to do is try and focus on 1 puff at a time, because the fewer puffs there are, being a nuisance, the easier fight will be, but practice it just doesn't always work out that way! Also, another thing about Cold Stare, this applies to vanilla as well, but one of the maybe a littler known facts is that they will always move diagonally, unless they do a special rare thing where they make a beeline for Link, and if they do that, their speed is, I think it's, I'm not sure if it's variable or not, but they can definitely be faster if they do the beeline. So if you see them moving in a non-diagonal direction, then there's definitely cause for concern there. Ow, that's not good. I would have liked to have not taken that hit so that I could survive another icicle drop if need be. But I don't know. This hopefully this is close to dying, and yeah, alright. Second try. I'm pretty happy with second try. That fight is really difficult. Alright, so Titan Smith. I need to go to the next screen to save and quit out of here, because I can't save and quit because the game still thinks I'm in the same tile as the boss. So, alright. Okay, yeah, now that that's over, we're going to go over here real quick and grab the blue mail. Okay, I forgot what I was supposed to do now. I was supposed to go to okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I remember. Really didn't need that heal. So I need the flippers. Is there something else I needed? I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't think so. Well, I need the flippers for the next dungeon. And, like, oh, well, I can water walk, right? But, the issue is, there's actually water within the dungeon that needs to be swam through. I think Swamp Palace. This is basically Swamp Palace that I'm going to, so I do need the flippers for it. But now I don't need the power glove to get the flippers, so that saves some time here. I want to get out of here. Walk out because... oh, hold on. I'm pretty sure I can just hit this, yeah. Okay, those bombs should help a little bit. But yeah, I got my flippers now. This is dungeon, very similar to Swamp Palace. It actually has a really cool trick in it that I found myself that I'm pretty proud of. It's quite tight. It's gonna let me skip one of the dungeon items in here, which is the level 2 boomerang. You go straight to level 2 boomerang, because it's a shortcut hack and they didn't really need to make use of every little in-between thing. So I'm going to be going for this right away. So the premise of this dungeon is you're supposed to get a key somewhere, go through another place, get another key, blah blah blah. We're going to try and skip all that. Because what that is supposed to get you to is you're supposed to get the big key, and then go open the first big chest, which is supposed to get you the magical boomerang. And what that is supposed to do is let you hit this switch over here by throwing the boomerang diagonally at it. Without, so that you can be on this ledge that I'm gonna try and get to real quick. Yo, first try, let's go. That is actually insanely tight. Let's go. Alright. So yeah, so you want that switch hit when you're beyond there because these blocks are down, and because these blocks are down, you can just go and hit this water gate right away, whereas you'd have to go through a bunch of stuff in the dungeon to do it normally. I still do need the big key. I will end up getting it at some point, but I'll actually be getting it really soon, but that just skips a bunch of key collection. Was it here? Yeah, okay. So now I'm on, like, more, I guess, the intended path. Like, that key door to the north is the key door that I was supposed to come out of after collecting 2 keys. So now I'm on the path to the big key, cutting straight to it, and having hit the Watergate switch, which I need later, as opposed to like ordinarily. I would have had to go through a much longer process to get here. Push this block into the useless alcove. Get it out of the way. I always bonk that because, like, you have to dash cancel after your arrow hits the thing, and the timing's weird. Alright, so a little puzzle here. Shot across here, and then bonk here, and then hookshot this thing here. That's kind of hard to spot. You need to get rid of this pot so that you can hookshot the barrier behind it. Because, and the reason you need to get over here in this specific fashion is because you need to hit that switch that these blocks are down. So you can go this way. You can actually skip that with the hover, but it doesn't save like a whole lot of time. It's just going to save this small series of rooms I'm going to go through here. It's just a set of rooms light the 4 torches and opens the door so you can get that chest. That chest is the big key. And I actually have a ton of hearts here, more than I really should. So instead of chasing that fire snake around to death warp, I'm just going to do it off of the static enemy in here. So yeah. So now I could go and grab the boomerang, but since I've already done everything I needed to do with it, I am literally just going to ignore it. It's to the big chest right to the right of me, just gonna ignore it, because I don't need it. And ignoring it actually makes all the menus in this category really, really dumb to navigate, but that's part of the fun of it. So what I need the flippers for, it's literally it. Get a heart for safety, because I'm gonna do some fun stuff right about now. Oh, come on. This is ridiculous. Every time I get a good hit, Moth just like flies right into me, and then the hit doesn't end up counting anyways, because this game is stupid, and I just got sandwiched. This game is stupid. But I mean, the dungeon design in this, it's really not too punishing as far as getting back to a place that he made very difficult, very likely to die, so there is that to be thankful for. Honestly, the basement dungeon, the first dungeon I did, is the biggest offender. If you die to Helmasaur, you lose like 3 minutes, so that's the worst that it gets in terms of costly deaths. There we go, I actually got a hammerhead in. None of those counted, I swear. Okay, that one counted. There we go. Okay, yay, finally. Fire Rod. That would have been nice to have 30 seconds ago. Fire Rod being one of the dungeon items was completely not made obvious by these torches that were put in a line. No, you don't actually, Glenn. You do not. You can you can kill Trinex with Samaria. I think I did this wrong. Okay, that's not good. So if you thought that fight was frustrating, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, if you thought that fight was frustrating, I'm actually going to try and do the hookshot exploit. If you move diagonally, when you hookshot or boomerang a heart, there's a chance that you can get a double heal. So yeah, this is the Argos fight. Now, mercifully, there is a, you have the sprite limit at the start of the fight with all of the puffs present, where this Medusa shooter can't shoot anything. I probably should have used the opportunity to, like, get to these guys on screen. I'm gonna die. I'm just throwing that out there right now. I'm gonna die. But it's okay. Give it my best shot. I used to do, like, many strats for this, but then I realized that you want Argos to be going through as many cycles as possible. So you want to give yourself, like, downtime, and not time where the game's paused. Because if the game's paused, he's not gonna spend that time towards the cooldown for his next cycle. If he's not fanning his stuff out, you're not gonna be able to hit him. It's tricky because you have to time when it's safe to try and hookshot one, kind of with the cycles of how the shooter is trying to hit me. And when it gets down to the last one or two, it can get really difficult to find an actual good time to hit Argos. Same for trying to get off a spin here without getting hit by the shooter. Oh, that's, I let it move a little bit, too, and I cannot believe I didn't die there. First try! Let's go! I can't believe I did that fight on 3 hearts. Okay, there was a thing I was supposed to do here. I think I just go straight to the next dungeon. I think I did everything else that I need to. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna go towards the desert again, but now that I have, this is not the right save and quit point. Now that I have the fire rod is needed in the last pendant dungeon, because it's pretty similar. It's got some area rails and torches and stuff like Turtle Rock, so need fire rod for that. Fire rod does work, and I would have tried to use it if I wasn't on 1 heart. So, absolutely need the Titan's Mitt to get through that rock. Dead rocks were nice today, and I completely beefed getting that Argos out of the way. Alright, this is called Brightwater Temple. Some significance to the story, maybe, I don't remember. That's not the door I'm supposed to go in yet. Just gonna get, just gonna bomb this Hakuboku, because I really have very few weapons at my disposal, relatively speaking. Actually, I could fire rod it. I totally could fire rod it. I don't know why I haven't been doing that. Well, learned something new. Alright, see if I remember how to do this puzzle. I always forget how to do this at the worst possible times. So, this, and... okay, good. It's not a bad thing that I took damage from the fire bar here. I'm actually going to need to have some damage accrued for a death warp later in the dungeon. So, it really isn't too bad. Cane of Samaria. And again, this dungeon has a number of out-of-the-way keys that you just really don't need. So you can route out the ones that are slowest. Oops. Am I really gonna get... okay, well, I do want to get hit in some capacity, so I suppose that's fine. Alright, alright, time to start the Samaria rail puzzles. I can cheese this one a tiny bit by hookshotting through that, and that saves a little bit of time, and I forgot one crucial part of it. I have to lay Samaria platform here. Okay, left side of this, that's where a chest is going to spawn once I'm done with this, and there's actually a bomb jump here that let's see if I remember how to do this. Okay, well, I failed that, so I can't really try it again because I have one heart. So, I guess you guys get to see what this puzzle is supposed to look like. But yeah, you can bomb jump that. You can also hover it. Ooh, I'm gonna have to walk back here as well. I can't pit warp this off of one heart. So, gotta be careful, gotta be really careful, really careful. And, yeah. Okay, so... oh, that slime is dirty. Can I use the hookshot when I'm on here? Yes, I can. Okay. Okay. Let's try not to walk off the edge here. Okay, now I'm allowed to die. That was really dumb RNG for the chomps. At least I didn't get hit. Some other NPCs allude to hearing some random woman's screams coming from the temple or something like that. Just, you know. I think we all know where this one's going. So, Samaria is kind of, sort of, intended dungeon item to be used on that boss. Now I got the magic cape, and that is the intended item to be used on the next boss I'm going to fight. If you can guess what that might be. Well, much better than that spike gets me than the chomp. The chomp's gonna do like 4 hearts. These bombs that drop from the ceiling. Trying to dash through this door, I've accidentally picked up one of them and blown myself up with it, so that was fun. Alright, so, I will clarify the thing here. It's not that the cape doesn't cost magic, it's actually behaving exactly like it does in vanilla Link to the Past. But one of the lesser-known oddities of the cape are that it doesn't deplete magic when you're... I don't know the specifics of this, but in general, it's like when you're in the middle of doing something else. So, basically, this is like, you might know that trick. It's used in Tile Room, Ganon's Tower, often, where if you grab the wall, your magic doesn't deplete when you have the cape on. It doesn't deplete while you're slashing, either, but it's just that the duration of your slash, like your slash isn't constantly ongoing, so in between the slashes where Link's not actually actively slashing. By the way, I'm gonna set up a cute little water walk here. All I have is to happen for a water walk is that you have to dash along the edge side of the pit, and your dash has to be interrupted by either bonking or transition out of the area, so that water walk just saves like a tiny little bit of time swimming over here. I forgot what I was talking about. It's probably like something dumb. Oh yeah, cape, not depleting magic. So if you just slash, it's not going to deplete magic while you're slashing, but in between the moments where Link is not slashing, the magic will deplete. So it's just very slow. So we needed the Master Sword, which is red and level 3, by the way. I need the Master Sword to break that barrier. You can actually get the level 2 sword in this game. You can pay 500 rupees for your sword to be tempered, and you will get the blue sword, the blue level 2 sword out of it. And it definitely makes, like, the whole rest of the game that it's available in much easier. But it's just like 500 rupees. It's really the only thing that rupees are needed for as well. So these Argos are a bit special. They take four arrows instead of 3. So I'm actually going to slash these first 2 to death to alleviate the effects of it on my aerial count. And I slightly lost track of which ones I've damaged. But I messed up a little bit. So funny thing is, when the game turns the final Argos red, Scrooge didn't change the value, the HP value that it sets it to, which is 3 arrows worth. So basically, you need 4 keys in this end dungeon of sorts, and you go through portals at different ends of the main lobby to get those 4 keys. And the reason that I start to the right, there's 2 reasons for it. One is that I want to start the Argos fight ideally with sword beams. I took a hit somewhere, I'm not sure where, so that kind of messed that up for me. But the other reason is that you want to go left to right, because when you end up getting your 4th key at the right, the center left portal is the first portal that you need to go to start using your keys in, and you'll see why when I get there. So, mental note not to dash into this portal, because it actually activates the anti-sword shooters here. Oh, that... Okay, well, I had blue mail, so it didn't hurt quite as much as I could have. Okay, so I need to move a bit in this room to phase in the 4 spawning Stalfos. What I tried to do in that first room was I tried to slash the bomb slug first, because it's the only enemy in that room that has a burning animation when it gets incinerated by Bombos. So if I were to have killed it, Bombosing the remaining Wizrobes would not have had the lengthy animation and would have had to wait for the door to open. RNG wasn't really on my side for that though, but it is something you can do. So for this Helmosaur, the conveyors are bits more evil. Instead of just the one in the back going towards the side, there's an additional down conveyor here. And because this down conveyor exists, I don't hold my sword art for this fight, because it would impact my forward movement too much. Okay, I never remember the order of what I'm supposed to do in this room properly. I think I got it this time, though. Yeah, okay. Come on. Come on. Yeah, okay. Okay, this Moldorf is extremely annoying, for obvious reasons. This is an excellent reason to get the fire shield. Okay, so now I have all 4 keys, and I need to use all 4 of these keys beyond these center portals to get to the end of the dungeon. The reason I have to start on the left here is because I have to hit this crystal switch first to pass through where I have to go on the right side. So that's why I like the right to left boss order here. Yeah, so those pegs are down, and... Okay, I'm gonna try and, I'm gonna wait a cycle for this. Basically these, oh, that's annoying. These fireballs will eat your Samaria block when you place it, so you have to be quick getting through the door. Alright, so, another boss. Here's Trinex. And I have sword beams, and this is, it's very good that I do have sword beams, because, I don't have the Ice Rod. So it's like, okay, well, Trinex, how am I supposed to kill the other head? Well, actually, these are both ice heads. But another quirk of them is that they don't just get stunned by Fire Rod, they also get stunned by, get this, level 1 sword damage. So that's why it's nice to have sword beams for the fight, because that's exactly what they do, but in a pinch, Cane of Samaria block will do. Okay, now we're through that heck of a gauntlet. Alright, here's the flute so I can get back here in case I die. Alright, now, this room. This room's fun. So, yeah, this is self-explanatory, I think. I'm slashing to try and reduce the amount of magic that my cape is consuming, but aside from that, self-explanatory. This room is like his signature, also kind of sort of a puzzle. I thought it was really cute when I first figured it out. I was like, what is that in the first room? Is that supposed to spell a 5? Like, am I counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? But no, it spells Scooge. And if you don't clue up on that, that last room, it's kind of tricky to figure out. Okay, now 8 hearts, this is gonna have to do. Got the silver arrows, got my magic refill that I skipped the first time so that it was still there. And here we go. This is my dad, apparently. It's really hard to get the 1+1 here, but can take advantage of how free this pattern is, at least. Speaking of taking advantage of things, there's actually another mechanic I'll be taking advantage of. So I mentioned about the bosses and the they've been kind of retooled to take level 1 sword damage. That applies to Ganon as well, so in Phase 3 I can actually hit him and have it count here by using some area blocks. Oof, better not hit me. Uh-oh. Oh! Dude, just keep... Okay, this is fine, just do your thing, just... Oh, okay. Please. Oh my goodness. Thank you. I'm probably not gonna get torch glitched in this rate. He's standing on top of it. Ugh. That's so annoying. Oh! Oh, 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 maybe? Maybe? Okay, I got it. Looks like a good position for a double. I don't think that would be one though. And time. Alright, that was Secrets of the Past. Any percent, no major glitches, no bottle, no bug nets. Yeah, that was a thing. Scooge actually did, like, he ran 100%, and had a 105. And I heard that mostly he chose to run 100% because of the difficulty of his own hack that he made, but had a lot of fun with the clutch situations in 80%, so yeah. Fun hack, definitely worth the playthrough if I haven't spoiled all of it for you already, but yeah. Yeah, thanks guys.